Okay, Brian, here is my recycler Max. Handle's now in the low position. You can see that with my modification, it really doesn't move. It's currently at about 35.5 inches, but there is no upward movement. So here's what I did. I started out using a 3/8 inch inside diameter by about a 1/16 of an inch thick flat washer to create a spacer to bring the handlebar out from the bracket. I needed to do this because what I did, where the adjustment pin goes for the stow and go, I used a 1/4 inch by 20 thread by 3/4 inch long flat head cap screw to fill up the space to keep the handle from going up and down. You can see how the cap screw has a bevel on the underside of the head. It protrudes just a smidgen past the frame. That's why I needed the fender washer down there. So with this cap screw in place, I installed a 3/8 inch inside diameter washer that had a 3/4 inch diameter outside diameter washer, along with a locking nut. That took up the space in the bracket so that I could lower the handle down and get the locking pin installed. So then, to take up any additional sloppiness, I went down here where the rubber bumper stocks go, and I installed a carriage bolt, 2.5 inches by 15/16 inch diameter. It has to be threaded all the way because you need to run the nut all the way down. This one with a shoulder won't work. So I put a 3/8 inch inside diameter washer over the carriage bolt instead of a 5/16 inch because I needed to bridge this square shoulder because it's a little taller than the thickness of the bracket. So I ran a nut onto that, snugged it up real tight, and I cut a piece of rubber hose I had that has a 1/2 inch inside diameter and a 3/4 inch outside diameter. I should note all of these things I had in stock in my little portable hardware store I keep at home, with the exception of these flathead cap screws. I purchased those at Lowe's. The reason I purchased them there was because Lowe's sells this mower and they had them on the floor so I could take various sizes of the flathead cap screws that they had in stock to see which one was going to fit the square hole the best without protruding out too far. So back to the bumper stops. So I cut a short piece of that tubing and it slides right over the nut. Then I took a washer over that and another self-locking nut. Center it up a little bit, tighten it down. As you tighten it, it squeezes it a little bit. Causes this to balloon out just a touch. So now when you lower your handlebar down, you're making good contact with the rubber. Slide that bar. You got good connection there. Good connection there. So instead of having the 6 inches of travel, you now have about, once those pins slide in all the way, you have virtually no travel. I don't know if this was helpful to you, but I thought for others it's a good modification. This way I didn't make any extra holes in the brackets. I didn't do any welding. If somebody wants to adjust this with the handlebars being higher, you're still able to do it by using the original bumpers. So this handlebar setup now is 6 inches lower than it is in its high setting, and by adding these rubber bumpers on with the whole space taken up here with that flathead cap screw, all you have to do is remove all that, put the original bumpers back on, and it's just like it came from the factory. I'm only 5'6", and the handlebars in the lower position are much more comfortable for me to mow with. So there's an option for people. I think, as I said, I had everything in my little hardware store here at home, with the exception of these flat-headed cap screws. I think they cost me about $3 at Lowe's. So probably all in for about $6 or $7. Somebody can make the modification and not do any damage to the mower. Hope this is helpful. Sorry it went on so long. I don't think I'm going to post this to my YouTube channel because I just don't post much stuff and I don't have the ability to edit this video. So if you feel like duplicating the modification, have at her. I think it would be very beneficial to people.